For our first full day in New Zealand, we decided to go to the famed Fiordland National Park area, which is in the southwest corner of the South Island of New Zealand. Our first decision was whether we wanted to go to Doubtful Sound or Milford Sound. They're both supposed to be epic, so we did the only logical thing, which was to go to both of them. This morning we've gotten up in Queenstown to go down to the lake to get the sunrise. Sunrise happens on the other direction of the lake, but it's lighting up pretty on the lake, and hopefully we'll get some good pictures anyway. This morning we have a lot planned. We're being picked up to go to Doubtful Sound. I'm going to spend the night on a cruise tonight. We're really excited. But first, we had to get there. We had to take a 2-minute taxi up to a bus stop, and then from the bus stop we had to take a 30-minute bus ride. We got off the bus at Pearl Harbor in Manapori and took a 45-minute boat ride across Lake Manapori on the western arm. Lake Manapori was not our destination, but it was beautiful in its own right. I was getting really excited thinking, if this is nothing, I can't wait to see what something really is. Next, we took a 45-minute bus ride that took us up to Wilmot's Pass. The drive along this road was gorgeous. We stopped at the top of Wilmot's Pass to be able to look down on Doubtful Sound. Finally, we were able to get out of the bus and take some pictures. From here, we took the bus down a very steep road to Deep Cove, where the Fiordland navigator was waiting for us. We decided to go with the trip by Real Journeys because this was one of the few ones that offered the overnight trip and a kayaking option. We were really excited about the kayaking option. We had a private cabin that opened out directly onto the deck. The Fiordland navigator sleeps 72 people. I will say that sometimes this trip sells out a year in advance, so make sure you book early. Doubtful Sound lived up to its expectation. It's wild, it's ancient, it's a part of the world that is not visited by many, and it's much less touristy than Milford Sound. It is tranquil and remote, and I think we passed 2 boats the entire 2 days we were out there. On the Navigator, there's also a very knowledgeable naturalist who seems to be talking nonstop the entire trip, giving you information about everything around you. She was outstanding. We passed through just gorgeous scenery with blue skies and waterfalls and low clouds. It was everything we could have asked for. Doubtful Sound is so remote that there is no phone signal or Wi-Fi coverage the entire time on the boat. We traveled out the Malaspina Reach to the Tasman Sea and arrived at Nees Inlet. The seas were fortunately forgiven, and we were able to get fairly close to a first seal colony.
Yeah? I'll have to wait until the kayaks are done. Yeah. Alright, just pop over this way.
Uh-huh.
So one hand on the pole here, 2 feet on the bottom of the kayak.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
There you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The boat stopped in Precipice Cove, where we got to do our kayaking that we had been looking so forward to. The kayak tour was guided, but we were able to go along the shoreline of this gorgeous rainforest. in and out along the overhanging trees along the shoreline. Loved it! I don't think I'll tell you whether I bumped my head here or not. No, I did not just fall into the water. Just an effect for your pleasure. We sheltered for the night in First Arm, which is noticeably the first arm of water that you run into as you come into the fjord from the ocean. We caught a gorgeous sunset. We made sure to wake up early and were greeted by a gorgeous sunrise with silhouettes of the fjord just taking my breath away. After sunrise, we were greeted by bottlenose dolphins, which were leaping out from the front of the boat just for the pure fun of it. They stayed with us for a while, and then I had to say my sad goodbyes because I loved them.
Sorry.
Doubtful Sound is in the southwest corner of the South Island, in a fairy tale land called Fiordland. It's a remote and wild region home to huge, crazy steep mountains. It's vast and untamed and empty. The coastline is marked by 14 fjords, and two of the most popular ones are Milford and Doubtful Sounds. Doubtful Sound feels ancient and prehistoric and gives you a glimpse of what New Zealand looked like before even the humans arrived. Fiordlands is one of the wettest places in the world, so make sure you bring your waterproof rain gear. It has hundreds of temporary waterfalls that form whenever the rains come. We had sunny days the entire time we were in Doubtful Sound, so it left us wondering what would it have been like if it had been raining. And we'd seen all the waterfalls too. I just can't even imagine. Before we knew it, we were back at the dock again and the trip was over. We took the bus up Wilmot's Pass and back to Manapori Lake, where we traveled down the western arm to the town of Manapori. From here, we took the bus back to Te Anau. Well, for anybody else, that would have been enough, but for us, we decided to take a boat across the lake to go see the Te Anau glowworm caves. The caves are still being carved out by a river that flows through it, sculpting gorgeous twists and turns along the way. After a little walk, you arrive at the back of the cave where you board these little boats and ride into a hidden grotto, and the guide pulls along a chain on the top of the cave and guides you through a narrow passage. And up on the ceiling, you begin to see, as your eyes become more accommodating to the dim light, the blue lights of the glowworms on the ceiling. Just kidding. You'd have to have a dramatically better video camera to be able to pick up the dim light of these glowworms on the ceiling. This is just a manufacturing that we made to make you feel like you got to see it. Sorry. The glowworms were beautiful though, even if they are just basically little maggots with shining internal organs. On episode 18, we'll show you our trip to Milford Sound. We decided to go on the 5:45 trip so that we could catch sunset on the way back. Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
Oopsie. Sorry. And with just about any other traveler, this would have been enough, but not for us. So next we decided to go to the Te Anau. Te Anau. I know. Te Anau. No. Glowworm caves.